Hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Marion, and today is a roller coaster of a vlog. I don't know what happened in this video, okay? It started off pretty good, as you will see, and then things just go downhill after that. So this is kind of a fail of a reading vlog. I'm still gonna post it because I read the books and I worked hard on this video, even if it doesn't seem like I did. So I'm gonna post it and hope that you all enjoy it anyways, and that it's not terrible and awful and the worst vlog ever. I will be talking about 5 new horror releases in this vlog. I just hope it's entertaining of some sort. This is... I don't know what happened. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know, okay? It's summer. I hate summer. Luck was not on my side in this vlog. So I deeply apologize for the absolute chaos that you're about to witness. I know I'm always chaotic, but this might be a little bit more chaotic than normal. So I hope you all enjoy. Like, subscribe, comment, and let's get into this hot mess of a reading vlog. Hi, it's me with an update. So I did finish Deadweight. I am so glad that I started with this one first, not only because it's really short. I read this in like just one sitting, but I'm glad that I read it because I really enjoyed this author's other novella, The Night Guest. That one was... I don't know, they feel similar. You can definitely tell it's the same person writing them, but they feel so different because The Night Guest, I don't even know how to explain it. The Night Guest was kind of bonkers, bizarre, like odd, especially like the ending. I wanted a lot more from the ending. I did give The Night Guest 4.5, but there was a little bit, I don't know, I was missing something. Like I wanted more information. I want like more sustenance at the end. Like that's just how I felt. So I didn't quite know what to expect with this one. I did not read the plot, and I'm going to give a very brief plot synopsis because I think with a novella, it's just better to go in not knowing too much, but I think especially with this, it's not it's not a good idea to know too much. But in this story, the main character comes home from work one day and she finds a black cat in her house, and she's like, whose cat is this? I don't have a cat. I don't know whose cat this is. And she ends up finding the cat's owner, and when she reunites the cat and the owner, they become friends. These two women start kind of like bonding, and things quickly escalate after that. And I think it's very interesting because the beginning of this story was not what I was expecting. Like the cat, it was all really cute and sweet, and I was like, oh, female friendship, like this is really nice. And then everything started happening and I was like, oh, this is like giving me whiplash. But I really liked it. This one feels a lot more set in reality, in my opinion. Not that The Night Guest didn't feel real, but there was just so many things that were a little too odd in The Night Guest, where I was like, what's going on with this book, right? So in this, it feels more straightforward. It doesn't feel like you're playing a guessing game. It doesn't feel like the author's trying to pull something over your head. It's pretty much once things start rolling, you know the direction it's gonna go in. That usually is something I don't... It's not that I don't like it, it's just that I do like to be shocked, but that's more in terms of like plot twists. Now with this, there is no plot twist because it doesn't need one. The horror is what's real. Like everything that is happening is so real, especially for women, that it's scary. There were moments where my body tensed up because I was like, oh, I know something's about to happen and I don't want to experience it. Like I was nervous, you know what I mean? Because I knew the outcomes of those situations. Like I knew they were going to end in a certain way, and that's where my fear was. That's where the horror lied for me. But I really liked it. This author has a very unique writing style that is so sharp and to the point and punchy, and I absolutely love it. I will buy and read anything that this author writes because the two that I've read have been knockouts and I have enjoyed them both. I can't tell if I like this one more. I think I do like this one more, only for the fact that in The Night Guest, there was a lot of animal death, especially with cats. In this one, the cats are fine. The cats are okay. They stay safe. Nothing bad happens to them. So I think that also kind of was like more enjoyable for me as an animal lover, as someone who doesn't like reading about animals dying. So I think I did like this one more. I feel like I might give it 5 stars. That's kind of crazy to start a vlog off with 5 stars, but I just really enjoy this author's work, and it's just, this is such a relatable story, and it's so horrific and realistic. That's all I can say about it. Like, that's all I can really tell you. So I'm very happy I started with this one. I'm happy that I did buy this because it is something that I'd want to keep in my collection. For the next book, I was like, okay, if we're going to read a book by an author I've already read and enjoyed, what if we read a book next by an author that I didn't like? And that's no shade to this author. It's just the book that I did read from them, I really hated, which is an unpopular opinion because a lot of people loved this book. But I think I'm going to tackle Headlights by C.J. Lead. This I just got in my Aardvark book box for June, and I'm very intrigued. It's a thick kind of book. So we're kind of doing polar opposites in terms of size, but also in terms of author. Read before, loved, read before, hated. Now, I believe this author wrote 2 other books. Am I making that up? Yeah, okay. So Mayfly, I hated. I hated Mayfly. It was one of my worst books of the year when I read it. And then I did not pick up American Rapture because I knew I wasn't going to like it. But there's something about this book that is very intriguing to me. And I think it's because someone said it reminded them of the movie Longlegs. And I loved the movie Longlegs, and I felt like this was pitched kind of similarly to that, and that intrigued me. Otherwise, I don't know it takes place in Colorado, but other than that, I don't really know anything about it. We're following some special agent whose last day is with he's on his last day with the FBI, but then he gets this message from Denver that something's happening again. And it says, seemingly innocent people are waking up on the side of the highway with no memory of how they got there, wearing the skin of victims they've allegedly never met. I do feel like this is a book that I could DNF, so that's why I'm going to put it at the beginning of the video as well, because if I DNF it, I'd rather DNF sooner rather than later. So I will start this one and we'll see how far I get. Maybe I'll really like it. Maybe this will be redemption for this author, or I could totally hate it like the other book. So I guess we'll just have to see. I know what you all must be thinking. Oh my God, Erin, you read so fast. You already have an update. Like, you are such a speed reader. You are just a goddess of reading. Oh my God, you're so talented. You would be wrong if you think all that, because I'm here with an update that, let's be real, I kind of thought I was going to make because, I mean, face it, I didn't like this author's other book, but I don't know how to hold this and hold the microphone at the same time. I'm here with Headlights. Obviously, that's the book that I told you I was going to be reading. I have the look at how pretty this is. Look at how beautiful the naked cover is. I have the jacket off because I was reading it. I made it $40 7 pages. I absolutely despise this book already. I knew this was a wild card pick. Like, I knew that picking this up from Aardvark was going to be a gamble. I'll hold the jacket up so you can see it. I knew it was going to be a gamble because I didn't love Mayfly. And then I didn't even attempt this author's other book because I thought it didn't sound like something I would enjoy. So, you know, I knew I was taking a leap of faith here. Faith that I knew what I was doing. I can't really explain to you why I'm not enjoying this, except for there's something about the writing. And I don't know quite how to explain this, so either you are going to hear what I'm saying and you're going to be like, yeah, totally agree, or you're going to be watching this and say, girl, WTF, what are you talking about? So, I don't know, but there's something about this writing that as soon as I started reading this book, I was like, I hate this. I hate it. I hate it. Like, every sentence is just, there's something I can't stand about it. Like, I don't know if it's choppy or if it's just, I'm really not sure. It's just, Letty just caught on my chair. I'm just not quite sure how to put it into words, but reading it is destroying me slowly. Excuse me? She always interrupts me, literally. Anyways, no, please continue. I'll wait. Okay. I really just don't know how to put it into words, but I just can't stand the writing. There is something about it that is bothering me so bad, and reading it is making me want to kind of stab my eyeballs. And I just, like, I'm not intrigued. I'm not interested. I thought I would be because it's about a serial killer kind of vibe, but just from now into the, like, 40 some pages that I'm in, I can tell that this is not going to be, like, a true blue serial killer story. This is going to be, like, some type of supernatural story. This is going to be some type of supernatural story. I saw some Goodreads reviews, people saying that this kind of leads into, like, paranormal, supernatural, sci-fi realm, and honestly, that doesn't intrigue me in the slightest. The author is also making a lot of The Shining references, which is cool, I guess, but it does feel like I'm being kind of hammered over the head with them. Like, it's trying to, like, hey, this is, like, I like The Shining. Here, The Shining. It's like, yeah, okay, I got it. And while I enjoy The Shining, the book, I hate The Shining, the movie. And I'm just not the biggest Stephen King fan. And if I wanted to read The Shining, I would read The Shining. And I don't want to read The Shining right now. I want to read this book. So it's just kind of, like, bothering me. I feel like the main character, Danny, whatever, he's like very stereotypical FBI agent with a troubled past, and this case is something that he never got to finish, and it's destroying him, and his relationship with his ex-wife is destroyed because of his work, and he also was in the military and he has trauma with that, and it's just like he's so stereotypical that I'm not interested. And also, I'm not a police procedural. Oh my god. It's reading very police procedural right now, and I'm not a fan of those. I don't really like books where you follow police officers, cops, detectives, FBI agents, yada yada yada. I just don't care. I'm more into the whole, like, I'm a regular person involved in crime, you know, that kind of thing. That's more my speed. So I'm just not interested, and I can tell that this serial killer is going to go down a route that I'm just not that intrigued by. And I think the comp to Longlegs is not enough to keep me invested and going past the 40 pages I'm in. Plus the writing, I just can't do it. So it's a DNF for me, sadly. I'm not that surprised. I mean, I knew what I was getting into. I knew that this author wasn't like a favorite of mine. So, I mean, I don't really know what I was I don't know what I was expecting. Hey, I don't know what to read now. I feel like I've put myself in a position where if I do not pick a book that grabs me, I'm going to get slumpy. So I'm a little worried from the stack that I had to pick from if this is going to be a good idea. Don't mind my voice. I don't know why it's like cracking and stuff. I don't know. I'm torn between picking Honey because I really like the cover. It sounds cool. It sounds interesting. Interesting. That was a big word for me. I'm kind of leaning towards Marion because I am a fan of Psycho, and I feel like this could be a very interesting, like, reimagining, retelling. I feel like I'm gonna go with Marion. I think this might be the route to go. And then maybe I'll do Honey next. Hopefully Marion will be like a pick-me-up, and then I can go into Honey. So that's the update. I need to pack an order for Pango. I really need to fold laundry, like really badly. I don't have the energy right now. That sounds so sad, but actually, I don't mind folding laundry. I hate putting laundry away. The folding's fine, but it's like the after part where you have to like actually put it away. That's the part I hate. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do because I don't want to, but I really should. But I'm also really hot. It's so hot. Folding laundry is going to make me all sweaty and gross and irritated. I know, first world problems. I'm so dramatic. Okay. Anyways, that's the update. When I have another update, I will obviously come back and tell you all what's going down. So I'll see ya later. Okay, friends, I'm here with an update. I finished Marion. I'm talking kind of quiet because Justin's still sleeping, and I want him to be able to sleep in because it's Saturday, and he worked really hard and really long this week, so I want him to sleep in, and I'm awake. So I'm gonna talk kind of quiet so he doesn't hear me, even though he's a very heavy sleeper. So I don't think he'll wake up to me chatting because I will be in the bed with him and laughing and he doesn't wake up. So anyways, I'm going to update you, but I'm going to try to not be so aggressive while I talk. Luckily, this microphone will help. But I finished Marion, and I'm so sad. I wanted this to be a new favorite. I really, really did. I love Psycho, okay? I love Psycho. I've watched that movie so many times. I really enjoy the book as well. The book is not extremely different than the movie, but it just has a different feel to it. And I just love the movie. I've seen it so many times. And I think I had really high expectations going into this because, like, a reimagining, a retelling of Psycho, that just sounds amazing. And so I think because I am such a fan of Psycho that it was just a little disappointing. I'll get into it more and like my specifics on why and stuff like that. And I feel like I'm going to be in the minority with this, which I feel like I'm in the minority with a lot of my opinions. So I don't want anyone to feel like this is bad or that they won't like it even if they really enjoy Psycho. This is really just a big personal preference, I think. So yeah, but let me tell you what it's about. Okay, I don't want to give too much away because I know Psycho's old, but like I feel like if you're gonna watch it for the first time, you want to be surprised. So I will give you the bare minimum. It might be slightly spoilery because I don't know how else to do this, so I will do my best, okay? But if you've seen Psycho the movie, okay, it is about this woman named Marion Crane, and she steals money from her boss. She ends up going on the run, and she ends up at the Bates Motel, and she runs into this man named Norman Bates, and he's a little weird, but charming, but also bizarre. And while she's there, she is killed by Norman. Okay? That's like, I don't want to give too much away. I really don't. I feel like that's really spoilery too. I know Psycho is an old movie, but still. Okay, so in this, we're following the main character, Marion, except that's not her real name. That's just kind of her alias that she's going by. So I'm just going to call her Marion. And Marion does steal money from her boss, and she does leave town, okay? She ends up at this motel called the Billings Motel. She meets Norm Billings, okay? And when he attempts to kill her, she turns the knife on him and kills him instead. In that little synopsis, this should be a 5-star for me because I love a revenge story. I love feminine rage. I love when women just kill bad men. I love those kinds of books. So this should have been a home run. Now, let me start with some positives because I feel like I don't want to make this super negative, and there are some things I really like about this book. So first, I love what this author did with the character of Marion. I love the background story you get from her. I love the reasoning for her taking the money. I think it makes her a much more sympathetic, relatable, likable character. I think she is easy to root for. Okay, and I really like that the author did that. Not because Marion in the movie is unlikable, it's just you spend so little time with her and you don't really know a lot about her that you just can't form a super big connection with her. And I feel like getting this background story and learning about her and having her be more of an actual person is a really good point to this book. So I really, really enjoyed that. I really like that Marion kills Norm. Thought that was so fun. Love that twist. I was so excited about that because that's just my kind of thing. The things that I don't love about this book. One is there is another POV. It is Hannah. She is a private investigator and she is looking into the disappearance of this woman who just kind of like vanished. Her name's Emily, and she has been hired to try and track her down, find out information, whatever. I hated this POV. I don't think it was necessary. I feel like it kind of ruined things for me because Hannah, she was just a stupid character in my opinion. I don't think she was a good private investigator. I feel like her POV was only there to give you certain twists to the story, which I just didn't feel were necessary. And I didn't like reading from her POV. Like every time it came up, I was like, oh my God, can we go back to Marion? I just don't care about you. So I'm upset that that was included. And while I understand why the author did it, because there is an investigator in Psycho. So there is a character that is investigating. And I understand that that's kind of like a, you know, a little connection, a little homage to the movie. I just don't think that she added anything. I didn't like it. I didn't care. So that really bothered me. Another thing that is definitely just a me thing, so take this with a grain of salt, is that this takes place in 2023. So COVID is mentioned, and honestly, I hate books where COVID is mentioned. COVID was a really bad time for me. I mean, COVID's still around, so it's not like it's over, but the height of COVID was a really bad time for me. It was really bad on my OCD. It was really bad on my anxiety and depression. So it's kind of triggering for me to be reading books and have it brought up, especially when I don't feel like it's necessary. I definitely think if you want to like reference COVID to give like information on the setting, I get it, but I just don't need it to be brought up a few more times or like multiple times because I get it. I got it. You mentioned it. Don't need to mention it again. So for me, that was just a slightly jarring thing that took me out of the story. Okay. My other problem is that I feel like I kind of feel like this wasn't I kind of feel like I wish this wasn't a Psycho reimagining. I kind of wish that some of the things the author had changed hadn't been changed. And I totally understand why the author did it. It's to make it its own story. I get it. But I just think that when you're imagining Psycho and then you go into this book, some of those key Psycho things aren't there. And I was just kind of like, like I expected the author to do different things. I expected the author to add their own pizzazz, to spice things up, take it a different way. I think for me, it just didn't really work. And it also feels more thriller than horror. I feel like it rides a very thin line, and it usually does when a book is in between a horror and thriller. But this almost rides the line and then dips into the thriller territory, and I wish it had dipped harder into horror because that's what Psycho is. That was disappointing because I feel like it's almost as if you took all the mentions to Psycho, like all the little nods, all the little things, you took all of those away. This is just a very generic, typical thriller. And that's what's kind of disappointing because those little nods weren't enough for me to really be in love with this book. So it just felt very average. And that's so disappointing. It's so disappointing. I see what the author was trying to do. I just don't think it necessarily worked for me just because I love Psycho so much. I do. It's one of my favorites. So I think going into this expecting certain Psycho-like things and getting this, it just was a little lackluster for me. I can't speak for all Psycho fans. I can't speak for all people who love the movie. So, take this with a grain of salt. I can see why a lot of people are going to love this. I just think for me, I love the original Psycho way more. And I think it's just hard to beat, it's just hard. Psycho's a classic. So unfortunately, I will be giving this 3 stars, which sucks because I really did want to love this. I wanted to give it 5 stars, but it is a 3-star, sadly. I think next I'm going to take some time to read while Justin's sleeping because, what else am I going to do while he's sleeping. So I think I'm going to read a little bit because we are watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm watching it for the first time. I've never seen it. And we are about to start season 3, which is the last season, and we're going to finish it today. So I will be distracted pretty much all day watching Avatar, and I want to get some reading in before Justin wakes up and we start the day. So I don't know what to pick. I was gonna go with Honey. I just don't know if I'm in the mood now. I feel like I've had such misses. We started off the vlog so fantastically, and now we're not doing great. So I don't know if I want to go to Honey or one of the other books that I have. I might dip my toes into Honey and just see if I like it. Yeah, I might just give it a go first and sit down and just read a little bit, take some little time to myself. But that is the update for right now, and I will come back when I've read something and I have some yapping to do. So I will see you then. Hello. It is Sunday. I'm here to update. I did get some reading done yesterday when I checked in, and I said that I was going to try to read a little bit before Justin woke up so we could watch Avatar and spend Saturday together. So this is hard to do when I'm holding the microphone. So I actually got a lot read. I am more than halfway through this book. I made it to 206 in Honey. This book is reading incredibly fast. Like, I don't know if it's not even short chapters. Like, it's not like the chapters are so short that I'm like flying through it. For whatever reason, it's really quick to read in terms of just like, I feel like I'm turning the page really frequently. I don't know if it's because there's not a ton of text on each page. Like, you know when you read a book and there's like blocks of text, like blocks and blocks of text. And then there are some books where it's so sparse that you feel like you're flying through it. I feel like it's the latter. Like, I feel like there's just so little text on so many pages that I'm like flying through it. The actual plot, I'm unsure, okay? I didn't really know what this book was about when I picked it up, and I just knew it was like feminine rage, like that kind of vibe, and I was like, okay, done. You know me, that's like my vibe 100%. So we're following the main character. I believe her name is pronounced Ursa. That's the only way I've ever read this name pronounced, so that's how I would pronounce it. I could be wrong, but that's how I am saying it in my head, so I hope I'm right. But that's the only way I've ever seen this name pronounced, so that's what I'm calling her. I hope I'm right. But anyways, our main character is Ursa, and she is a PhD student. She's a very odd person, okay? She's very odd. And one day, she kills this professor. He's not a great guy. He's a dick, right? She kills him, and she kind of gets this, like, high from it. She gets, like, addicted to killing. And so she starts, like, looking into killing bad men. That's a trope I love. It's a plot I love. I think my issues with this is it reads more literary than horror. The horror, like the kills, they're all like off page. They're like fade to black, which is disappointing for me because that's kind of what I wanted to like see. I know that sounds so bad. I want to see the murder. But like for real, it's like that's the stuff I want to see. Like that's the experience I want. And I want that gruesome, gory, like dark depravity, and I'm not getting it. So it's a little disappointing cuz it's like, "Oh, she killed someone." like the chapter will end and she's like, and I did this, and then the next chapter will start and she's like, and I killed him. And I'm like, oh. Okay. I mean, sure. That's fine. So that's a little disappointing. This is also very academic. This reads like an academic lit fic. And look, I get it. I don't disagree with the importance of the topics that are in this book, but I've been out of college for so long now. Don't bring me back. Don't bring me back, please. Please. I've been gone for so long. It feels really dry. The characters feel really dry. Ursa feels really one note and kind of flat. I feel like that's on purpose, but it does kind of make it hard to feel anything for her or like connect to her, at least for me. The book is interesting and like I'm gonna finish it. I don't want to DNF it, but I just think that it's not really doing it for me. Like there's a lot of sociology, like thesis talk and like academic papers and quotes from sociologists, and I'm like, whoa, not really what I want to read. So I think if you go in with the right expectations, you'll probably really enjoy this. I think for me, it's just not the kind of like feminine rage, revenge, killing bad men story that I personally like to read. So as of right now, it's feeling like a 3-star. It doesn't feel lower than a 3-star. It's not bad. It's a good book. It's well written. I don't dislike it. It's just I have particular things that I look for in these type of stories, and I'm not getting it. So I can't see it being any higher than a 3 unless the last, how long is this? 150 pages-ish? It, like, knocks my socks off. Like, unless that, like, blows me out of the water, it could raise it to a 4. But if it just stays the same temperature, the same flow, I can't really imagine myself giving it any higher than a 3. So that's the update on Honey, which I'm really sad about because this vlog is not going well. It started off so strong. So today is Sunday. We finished Avatar: The Last Airbender. We watched the whole last season yesterday. It was crazy. Loved it. But we're gonna watch a shark movie. Justin found one that he wants to watch. I'm not the biggest shark movie fan. I don't really care about shark movies. I find that they're usually really stupid and I don't really like to watch them. But I will watch it with him because he wants to watch it. So we will be watching a shark movie of his choosing. I don't know what it is. He's keeping it a secret. He doesn't want me to know anything about it. He wants to surprise me with it. So I don't know what it is. Don't know what it's about, but we will be watching that. And I'm going to try to finish Honey, hopefully before, because we're not going to watch it just yet. So I'm going to sit down and read a little bit and try to get some reading done. And then I will update you all when I finish and let you know my final thoughts, if anything like changed or anything like that. And then we will pick up the last and final book for the vlog. So that's the update, and I will talk to you all later. Okay, so this is not the update that I wanted to make because I hate when vlogs just don't go the way that I want them to, especially when I'm filming a vlog about new releases and I'm like, oh, people really want to hear what I have to say. I mean, at least I hope people want to know what I have to say. And so I get this like pressure on myself to try to be really like thoughtful and put together when I do these vlogs. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read them even if I don't really like the books because I want to give informed opinions about the whole thing. That way people know what to pick up. And I'm just like, I put so much pressure on myself. And it's dramatic because it's really not that serious, and I know that, but I just take it really seriously, and I'm such a perfectionist, and it ties in with my OCD, and it doesn't matter, whatever. Okay, so long story to say that I am a little frustrated right now because I didn't want to end the vlog like this, but it's a mess. Okay, I finished Honey. Nothing really changed, okay? Like, the ending was fine. There was no, like, big moment where I was like, okay, this is the turning point, getting 4 stars or higher. It was all pretty one note. I feel like everything I said before, I still feel like at the end. I just didn't really have any big emotions while reading it. The book felt really flat. So I feel like it makes sense that my emotions aren't super positive or negative. They're just very neutral. Yeah, it's just a 3 star. There's nothing else to it. So I was like, okay, let me pick up the last book. And I was like, okay, I'm going to pick a shorter one since I want to end the vlog a little on time. And I was like, okay, She Waits Where Shadows Gather. I'm going to pick this one up. So in my head, and I don't know what happened, I saw something on Instagram one day, and it was last year for sure. I'm pretty sure because it was about a 2026 release. And there was a book coming out that had OCD rep in it. And I was like, okay, I got to add that to my TBR because I really enjoy reading books about OCD. And for some reason, I got it in my head that it's this book. I don't think it's this book. I don't know what book it is. I know it was red, but for whatever reason, I think I mixed this book up with whatever the other book I'm thinking of is. Maybe someone knows what I'm thinking of. I don't know, but I think I thought it was this one, and so I picked this one up because this is not what I thought it was going into it, and I actually really dislike this book. Not because it's a bad book, just because it's everything that I dislike. We have 2 characters, I already forgot their name, Avery and Carlos, okay? They're a married couple, and they are moving to the Philippines. Well, they've moved to the Philippines. They're in Manila, and Avery's under the impression that they are moving to help sell Carlos's family's home. Like, the family needs help or whatever. And that's the impression she's under. But Carlos is a, like, paranormal investigator. He debunks, like, hauntings and paranormal things, okay? And he has, like, a reality TV show. Or, like, some kind of reality TV show. And apparently his family's home is haunted, and he's there to help them figure out what's going on, or I guess he wants to like debunk it and like prove that it's not really haunted. I'm not so sure right now. Avery had no idea, and I don't think she believes in any of it. She feels very much like she thinks everything's really silly, goofy, and that it's all a bunch of like hogwash, right? And she thinks Carlos's family is crazy. She says that all the time. She's like, oh, they're crazy because they believe in all this folklore, and they have, superstitious things and stuff. She thinks it's like dumb and stupid, and she thinks they're stupid for believing in it. But Avery and Carlos's marriage is on the rocks because Avery really wants children, and I guess they've been attempting to have kids, but it hasn't worked out. Carlos doesn't seem like he gives a frick about kids. They are not on the same page from what it looks like. But their marriage is not doing well. They seem to absolutely despise each other because in every chapter I've read, it's just them talking absolute crap and saying how much they hate their partner and how their life sucks, and it's just like super annoying. Carlos has gotten into an accident just now where I was reading, and look, this is not for me. This is not what I thought it was. Again, I think I got this book mixed up with something else, and I had it in my head that this was a book that it was not. And that's my bad for buying it because I obviously did not pay attention. I don't like books about pregnancy, motherhood, or even books about women trying to get pregnant. I don't care. It's not something I can connect to. Two, I'm so over the stupid trope of a married couple moving into a haunted house and they just don't like each other. They just don't get along. These two should not be married. They're horrible people. Like, they're really just not good people. They don't like each other. So get divorced. Hello? Get a divorce. It's just my biggest pet peeve. I hate reading about married couples who just should not be together. And all they do is complain about each other. Look, I don't want to read it. I know that it would be super boring for a horror author to write a book with a loving, happy married couple who support each other during a haunted house struggle and actually believe each other. I guess that's just super boring. But you know, I would read it, okay? I would read it because at least it's different. And look, when I married Justin, I knew I was marrying someone who, if I went through a haunted house debacle like this, if I bought a house that was haunted and I had to live with someone and know that they were going to believe me, I know Justin would. I would want to go through that with him. Sorry, not everyone else can feel that way, but I can, and I don't want to read about couples like this. It's just annoying. It's the same kind of that sitcom humor where, like, it's funny to talk about how much you hate your wife or how much you hate your husband. It's not funny. I don't like reading it. I don't want to watch it. I don't like that, okay? I want to read about people who actually love each other. And maybe it's my fault for thinking that I could see that in horror sometimes, but dang. Okay? Maybe the horror could be not the marriage, all right? Just saying. And I'm a little grumpy and I'm a little mad because I'm on my period. I just started, and that's probably why I'm super angry, and I'm gonna DNF this because I'm not gonna go through this. I'm not gonna do it. And this is my second book that I'm DNFing in this vlog, and I feel guilty and awful about it. And I hate that I just bought this book and now I'm DNFing it and I'm gonna have to unhaul it. Like, do you know how irritated I am by this? I made it 72 pages. 72 pages! And I take full responsibility that it's my fault that I thought it was a different book than it was, okay? It's my fault. But I can't read it. I can't. And I'm sorry that I'm doing this to you guys, okay? I'm sorry that the vlog has to end this way. I'm sorry that the video is annoying like that, but realistically, I would not keep reading this, okay? I wouldn't. That I'm a failure. It's really not that big of a deal, I know, but it does feel like a big deal. So this is the end of the vlog. I'm sorry that, you know what, we had one good book, okay? We had one 5-star. It was the first book, Dead Weight. Loved it. It's the only one I would recommend wholeheartedly with my whole chest. The others, I think it would depend on what you like to read, but hopefully you can take my thoughts and opinions and feelings and you can take it into consideration when you choose to either pick up the book or not. So that's all I'm trying to do when I read these books. So hopefully you still had fun watching the video. Hopefully this isn't a huge disappointment. I'm so sorry. This is what you get when you watch my channel. It's just chaos, and who knows what I'm gonna do in a vlog. So thank you for making it to the end. It's really an anticlimactic ending, I'm sorry, but if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Give me a like, subscribe, you know the drill. And with that being said, I hope you are having a great day, night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.